Hey yo, so this is a follow-up to the video I made. I've been getting like a lot of comments and stuff like that about it and all that. So I just wanted to talk about, what I'm saying, some of the opinions in the comments and all that. You got positive comments, you gonna have negative. It's YouTube, it's how I go. We've all done the negative comments. Y'all can't come on here and say y'all ain't never put no negative comment on a video. We've all done it, right? So I'm not really gonna address the negative comments, you know what I'm saying? But what I will say is I'm gonna address the comments that agreed and the comments that disagreed, you know what I'm saying? So check it out. First of all, I'm gonna say this again. I said it in the video, but YouTube is telling me that people don't watch all of your video all the time. And I don't either. You know what I'm saying? If your video is 20 minutes long, you got a good hot 5 minutes from me. So check it out. $20 an hour in California is not finna cut it. I stay in Northern California. It don't matter, Northern or Southern California. I can't tell you too much about Bakersfield or Fresno or anything like that. But, you know what I'm saying, Southern California and Northern California, you know what I'm saying, especially like the Bay Area and all that, $20 an hour ain't gonna work, man. When it comes to the comments that I got a couple, I would say I got a handful of comments from people that are like, you know what I'm saying, you gotta buckle up, Buttercup, and you gotta hustle, and you gotta, you know what I'm saying, whoop, whap, wham. You absolutely do. You absolutely do. You absolutely do. Me personally, I make over $20 an hour. I'm not gonna disclose how much money I make, but I believe I'm blessed, you know what I'm saying? But I know a lot of people in California, I know a lot of people throughout the US that make a lot less than what they need to make. And they make below minimum wage, or they make above minimum wage. And it doesn't work. It ain't working. It's not. There are people, a lot of y'all live in states, like there's one person that live in West Virginia, right? West Virginia, Ohio, Virginia, you know what I'm saying, Delaware, Illinois, certain parts of Illinois. There's certain parts of the US where when I say $20, y'all lose y'all damn mind. That's $1 million to y'all. If you live in a place where money goes a long way, just say that. Right? Because when you talk about $20 an hour, remember, every state's minimum wage is not $20 an hour. You're not gonna make $20 an hour in every state. You might do something in California that makes you $20 an hour, and in Nebraska, you'd only get paid $12 an hour for that. The cost of living is something that y'all should probably look up and kind of familiarize yourself with. And the cost of living is something that can change a lot of that, right? Some of y'all agree with me. I believe you guys probably live in a place where, I'm not sure where all of you live, but y'all might live in a place where $20 ain't gonna work. I know I do. And I know a lot of people that make $20 an hour where I live. And I watched it not work. You feel me? There was comments that talked about, well, you got to manage your money and you got to live within your means. If the cost of living and what you make an hour does not go together, right? And you don't have some sort of government assistance and all that kind of stuff, makes it a lot more difficult, right? Now, I will tell you this. This video wasn't necessarily talking about how people are homeless now, or, you know what I'm saying, whatever. It's talking about how difficult it is to live on $20 an hour, in California specifically, Northern California. You feel what I'm saying? So if you're talking about living within your means or whatever, remember that when you talk about the cost of living, and you look at how much it costs to live in California, and you look at how much it costs just to live out here, just to shake, rattle, and roll out here, that's a whole different thing. If $20 an hour, let's say minimum wage is $15 an hour, $20 an hour is $5 over minimum wage in that respect, right? So you can buy a house, you gonna buy a car? No, you're right. You'll rent, right? You're gonna rent, and rent and home ownership in California are not far from each other. When you really think about, I don't care about the little nitpicky people in the middle trying to find little shit. No, if you really get past, I'm a homeowner myself, so I'm not gonna argue with nobody that rent. I've rented and I'm a homeowner now. When you the cost of owning a home, right? So let's say for me, right? We're gonna say me. I got it's me and my wife and our son. So that's 3 people. To live in an apartment, right? You probably get a 2-bedroom apartment at that time. You're anywhere between $1,800 on the low end to about $2,500, right? In most places in California, specifically Northern California, right? I know LA is expensive too. I just don't live there. So I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? So if you look at that, right, you'd have to make that amount of money a month. At least. I'm not counting food. I'm just letting you know you have to make that amount of money every month. Now, in order to get that apartment, they're gonna ask you for a list of different things that you need to, and this is California. If y'all live in Kentucky, if y'all live in Wyoming, you know what I'm saying, Nebraska, wherever y'all live, I don't know, bro. One dude was telling me it's like $1,200. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. California just ain't that good, I guess. I don't know. We just ain't got it to where we can get the cost of living down that low for whatever reason, right? So $2,500 a month, right? That's at the high end for a 2-bedroom. And it actually might not even be the super high end, but it's getting up there, right? In the Bay Area, I believe you could pay about $3 in that area, 3 and up, depending on what city you live in. I've heard of people paying almost $5,000 a month. Not sure how common that is, but I've heard of that, right? So let's say 2 racks. Let's say $2,000, right? We're gonna drop 500 and go down to 2,000. So $2,000 a month for rent for a 2-bedroom, right? Think about how much money you're gonna be paying in a mortgage, especially when the economy is pretty okay. Up here where I live in Northern California, a good mortgage payment to be somewhere between $2,000 and $2,500. So now you're either at your month's rent for a mortgage payment or just under. And if you buy a decent home that's not too old, now you really don't even have too many things you got to fix. So it makes more sense to buy. That's why we bought. We bought because it made more sense to buy. Right? So to take it back to the original topic, man. When you're talking about $20 an hour being working for you, it doesn't work for everybody wherever they live. I'm sure everybody posting lives in different places. So it was cool to kind of ask questions like, where you live, where you from, where this works. You know what I mean? Some of y'all didn't get that part. Some of y'all did not get the part where I said I live in California. The reason people are moving from California to your state is because it costs too much to live here. $20 an hour is not going to cut it in most places in California. It's not going to cut it. Even places that is too dangerous to live, places that got a high murder rate are charging you money. Crazy bread just to stay over there. I don't know, man. But it was good to see how a lot of you guys live. How a lot of you guys live in places where it's not expensive to live. I already knew that. I figured the people that could identify with it was going to identify with it, you know? But I appreciate all the input. But like I said, where I live, $20 an hour is not enough. $30 an hour helps you breathe, you know what I'm saying? But you really gotta get up. You really gotta get past that. Once you start getting into the 40s, then you start being able to do the stuff you need to do. Now, another thing a customer, another thing a subscriber was saying or I don't know if they subscribed, I'm not sure. But a commenter, somebody that commented on the video said, you have to manage your money better. You have to, you know what I'm saying? You have to manage your money better. That's the problem with a lot of people. They're not managing their money. They're buying all this extra stuff, whatever. 100% right. If you manage your money at 20, you're 100% right. If you manage your money, you make $20 an hour, you really manage your money properly, your ass still gonna struggle. Stop playing, bro. Stop playing. $20 is not enough to live in California. I said it and I mean that. That's that, bro. That's it. $20 an hour somewhere else in Milwaukee might work. You feel me? It might work. But $20 an hour here, you can manage whatever you want to manage. You can manage anything you want to manage. It's not going to work unless you got a lot of help. Another person said, $20 is not enough if you're married. $20 is not enough if you're married. You're right, because now you got another person that has to pitch in, that'll have to pitch in, right? Personally, me and my wife both work. We both work, right? We refuse to limit our finances, limit our future, and limit what we can do and how much liquid money we have. So we both work, so that we can both have money come together and we can do better things, do more things. The money stretches longer. That's our particular, in our marriage, our particular way of living, right? If we both made $20 an hour, it wouldn't work. It would not work. A lot of you guys are saying, you got to start businesses on the side. That's facts. I can't argue that. I'm not going to argue with entrepreneurship. That's not even, I'm not going to argue with that, especially when I'm an entrepreneur myself. So I'm not even going to argue that with you, because you're 100% right. I'd be lying if I would, you know what I'm saying? If I didn't agree with that. Entrepreneurship is honestly, even if you're doing well, entrepreneurship is like, it's a recommendation. I recommend you start a business. I'll recommend you start a business every time. You know what I'm saying? So I 100% agree with that. And to the people that agree with the $20 an hour not being enough, I appreciate the comments in general, really from everybody, but I appreciate the comments. I just want to come in and follow up on that, and kind of clear up some of the, you know what I mean? Some of the, you know what I mean? Because I'm not going to argue with you on comments. I'm not going to go back and forth, which I'm not, that's weird. I'm just thankful you guys are commenting. It don't matter if you agree with me or not. I'm just happy you commented, to be honest with you. I appreciate the views and the attention that the video is getting. I think the way I got the idea from the video was, I was talking to an old coworker from back in the day, and my man was telling me he making 20 something an hour, early 20s too. Early 20 something an hour, like low 20s. And bro was older than me. And I was blown back because, pause. Yeah, but I was taken back because, like, in my opinion, I feel like he's worth more than 20 an hour at the job that he does, the place that he works at. You know what I mean? In my opinion, not his manager, but I feel like he's worth more than that, but, whatever. But I haven't worked with him in years, man. We worked at a previous employer together. I can't remember the one or two. I can't remember. I know it was automotive, but yeah, I thought he was great, But anyway, I guess the employer couldn't do it, or the employer didn't see the value, or whatever. But nonetheless, that's where I got the idea from. But I appreciate all the comments and all that, y'all. I'm not gonna take you too long. This is a reaction video to the comments and stuff like that. I'm not gonna drag y'all along on a 30-minute video for that. But I'm gonna holler at y'all, man.